Good morning. Here is Kramer's Corner with the daily technical update. It is Monday, the 23rd of October. After a pretty crazy week last week on the markets, we could possibly see another crazy week this week with a lot of earnings coming out. For example, Microsoft, and we saw Tesla last week that was quite heavy. And it has also dragged the indices down. We have S&P 500 lower. There's some support here at 41.95, but it seems quite heavy at the moment. We closed below the 200 moving average. If it breaks below 41.95, which is quite likely, we are down here in this so-called consolidation area between 4,050 and 4,200 in this area. I could see we're dropping to around 4,100 on the weekly. Also breaking this falling trend line here. We are in a bearish trend, lower lows and lower highs. However, we have the RSI still in positive sentiment, but we can't not neglect or looking past that we are actually in a bearish trend on the chart. Nasdaq 100, 14,500, some support here that I could see being tested possibly today. But there is room down. If it breaks below, which I believe it will fairly shortly, either today or tomorrow, then we are looking at 14,250 around that level. But it could drop below 14,000, testing the 200 moving average coming up here. Here on the weekly, we can also see how critical that level is around the 14,500. That could be key here the next few days. On the European market, we have the EuroStoxx 50 below minor support at 4,035. We are testing the 4,000 at the moment, very close to break below, and I think we will see a move below, and we can just zoom out a little bit, see where we actually have that support from. It's coming from the previous trough here in March, but also previous peaks around there and around this level here in November, December last year. So that could be quite significant. We also have the RSI in a negative sentiment, but every time we have been below there, we have bounced back. We could also bounce back here at this time, but we are in a downtrend. We can also see that all the moving averages they are declining. On the DAX, more or less the same picture, not surprisingly. So we have 14,400 around that level, 500, 400, some strong support. RSI currently breaking below the previous low here on the RSI, indicating that we are likely to see lower lows down to these levels there. Amsterdam currently taking out the lows here from a few weeks ago. Some support at 710, but it looks fairly heavy. So if it breaks below, then we are looking at 700 and 690. The Belgian market, quite heavy. We are back to last year around this time, where we also saw some really heavy selling around 33, 32, 50 around that level, and I think we'll reach that fairly shortly. So expect some rebound from there. CAC 40 currently testing the troughs here, or the lows here from March earlier this year, around 6,800, but it's quite heavy, and there's no divergence on the RSI, so indicating we are likely to see lower lows. It's a quite bad month for stocks in general here in October, and the SMI from Switzerland is almost in a free fall towards the October lows last year, which was around the 10,000 level. So that's what we are looking at the moment. Do expect some corrections, but very, very heavy there, and there's no sign of reversing that trend. Euro dollar seems to get some upside traction, and I think we will see a retest of the 106.35 resistance that we have around here, and we can remove this one. It actually bounced from the 786 retracement of this little uptrend there, and I think we will this time I believe we'll see a break of the resistance that could send the euro dollar up to 107, possibly all the way up to 107.50, 60 level. Euro sterling rejected at the 87.35 resistance, but we are in an uptrend, and if we will have another go, I believe we will break higher towards the 88.20, but let's see, it really needs that. But we have this kind of an inverted hammer signal here, or shooting star, which it actually is, so that it's a bit of a top and reversal pattern, so it really needs to take out that at the top of that, which is around 87.40 for to cancel this reversal pattern here. So I think maybe we'll have a little bit of a setback again. So it is really struggling. Euro sterling, Euro Swiss, and we need to have a little bit of a larger look here. Testing the lows from September last year, around 94, and I think we will see a bounce. We had this spinning top-like pattern here, and now we have this currently what could be a bullish engulfing, but again, it is a weekly chart, so it takes some time. But here we see this morning it's actually opening just a few pips above the 90 level, and currently forming a bullish engulfing. So we could see a bit of a correction higher, but probably not that much, until around 95.5 possibly. Cable, could it follow euro dollar higher? 123 previous peaks here a few weeks ago. That should be observed if it can take out that. But I think we will see a possible test of this 123 level here in a couple of days. The dollar yen got rejected at 150.16. So it almost touched it, but it's, I mean, it is crawling slowly higher, but it's not really convincing, so maybe we'll have a setback. But if it breaks higher, expect like a catch-up effect where it just will probably rally towards the 152. Otherwise, we could see it retracing back towards the 147.50 support level. Euro yen slowly crawling higher towards the 159.75 resistance. It is in an uptrend, and if it breaks above 60 here on the RSI, well, then we have confirmed uptrend, and then I think we'll move higher on euro sterling. We can euro yen. We can also see how it's resuming uptrend here on the weekly. So expect a move higher. Aussie yen, still range bound, so not much to say really on that one. Sterling yen, the same picture really. And let's have a look at dollar Canada. So moving higher, so resuming its uptrend after a little bit of a correction, and we can also see here how it's last week actually broke, closed above the upper falling trend line, so thereby confirming and resuming the uptrend on dollar Canada with minimum potential to 140. That should be the minimum. Finally, Aussie dollar still ticking a little bit lower, but not that convincing. But I think there's still room down to 61.85. Finally, when we are talking about FX, we have the dollar index, still 105.34 is the key support, and 106.57 is the short-term minor resistance that should be observed. Gold was on the move last week, to say the least, and a little bit of setback when opening this morning, trying to have another go at 1985, where it was rejected Friday. It did spike above, but it was rejected, and we should be in for a bit of a correction, not that a big one, I believe, but possibly down to around 1945, but we could see a correction down to the 38 retracement. I'm not quite sure we will get to that, but still, it shouldn't be ruled out, but let's see. We'll probably have another go here today. However, we are in an uptrend after this move on the weekly. As you can see here, we still need the RSI and weekly back above 60, and when we get that, then there is a much more potential to the upside on gold. Silver more or less cancelled. It's a break below here, a break lower here from the rising trend line and the support at 22.15. So I think it's safe to say that we can remove this one, and we can remove also the support line here. It seems like we are resuming uptrend. We are broken here on the weekly. We have broken RSI above the falling trend line. If we can also break higher on the 60, then we are in a full upside trend on silver, but we need a close above this key level here around 23.78. That's what you should look out for. Also similar to gold, I think we can see a little bit of a setback here on the next couple of days before the next move higher. Copper, on the other hand, looks very heavy. It has this morning again been below 354.50, which is the crucial level, and expect a lot of fighting going on here between bulls and bears. So that's going to be really, really interesting. It is a very important support level. On the energy side, we have here the WTI. That is now again back below this 88.20 level, and what is interesting is that the RSI actually did close below 60, so maybe we should have a little bit of a setback here again. It couldn't hold up, which was quite interesting. So a little bit in a limbo, I would say, on WTI. However, we are in short-term uptrend with higher highs and higher lows, and the same picture on Brent, of course. Moving around the 91.80 support resistance level, depending on where it is trading at the moment. It's just a few cents below, and it also got rejected here at the 60, so that's really something to look out for. Can it move higher, or will it slowly decline lower? Finally, let's have a look at yields, the US 10-year yields. For third day in a row, it's trying to get up to the 5%. We were very close Friday, 4.99, and also the day before 4.99, almost there. And if we see a break above 5%, well, then I'm quite confident we will move higher towards the 5.20, 5.15, 5.20 fairly shortly. All right, that's all for today. Fair long one. There's been a lot of stuff to talk about. See you again tomorrow. Happy trading.